Juicy justice. Jussie Smollett officially convicted of staging a hate crime against himself. And it is, as you would have expected, silence from the usual suspect.
Which tweet? What tweet?
About saying that it is a modern-day lynching, that...
Sorry.
Yes, Jussie Smollett.
Okay, so I will say this about that case. I think that the facts are still unfolding, and I'm very concerned about, obviously,
MSNBC's biggest primetime stars, Joy Reid, Maddow, Chris Hayes, all of them basically ignoring the story. They had plenty to say about Smollett's attack when it first happened.
This is about coming to the aid of another brother that has tasted the brutality of hatred, racism, and bigotry.
In this situation, hate won't win. It will not.
You didn't deserve, nor anybody deserves, to have a noose put around your neck.
He had bleach poured onto him.
This needs to stop.
He will forgive these people for what they did. But he won't, and we cannot forget their actions.
And hopefully this just opens up people's eyes. It's just what needs to stop, man. God damn, why are we going backwards?
There are a lot of evidence of violent incidents that happen at these MAGA rallies.
This is essentially terrorism, and you wonder like how deep it goes, these hateful groups that get together, or maybe hopefully it's just two people, but that's what I'm afraid of, that it's getting a lot deeper.
Thank you for calling it terrorism, because the media does not.
It is.
It's domestic terrorism.
Absolutely.
But I don't like that it's being put out there in the media that this is a possible hate crime. I think that even sows a seed that makes people feel well, is he making this up? Well, what is this about? I don't like that. Like, don't put that in people's minds. This man was hurt, he was injured, and he needs justice.
It's the horrific details, behind the premeditation for this attack. They didn't find a rope, they brought a rope. I mean,
we pretty much thought racism had come a long way when President Barack Obama was president.
But by the way, it had.
Yeah, it had, but then the hatred. So if you really want to get into that, you want to build a wall for somebody, build a wall for some of the white nationalists and supremacists.
We have a media that's saying it's a debate whether or not what just happened to Jussie Smollett is a hate crime. It's absurd. This isn't a debate.
There have been people in the government now who have made it okay for people to announce these hateful feelings that they have towards other people.
We really need to find these people.
One of the things you and I were discussing earlier is clearly anyone who lives with this kind of hate is not terribly bright.
They love the story, right? It made white people in America look terrible. That's what they love. They haven't had anything to say about it since it all came out to be fake, and they haven't mentioned the verdict at all. Good Morning America's Robin Roberts, much more mainstream, the woman that gave him that big interview that everybody saw, that gave him all that credibility, she ignored the verdict too. She was actually out. They took her out of the thing. She took a couple vacation days when the verdict came down. Biden and Kamala have also not publicly acknowledged that they were wrong for defending Jussie Smollett. Biden jumped all over the liberal dream story as well. You see it here. Terry was asked if the president and vice president learned any lessons after rushing to judgment. Here's the response.
There are lessons learned perhaps for everybody who commented at the time, including former President Trump.
I have the case of this wise guy, Jussie Smollett, who beat up himself. And he said MAGA country did it, MAGA country. Okay? He said MAGA, that's a hate crime. That's a hate crime. And it's a scam. It's a real big scam.
The media loves a story that perpetuates this country as a horrible place. They ignore a story that vindicates this country.